Good morning, good morning, good morning. What time is it? 11:09. It's still morning. Listen, so I wanted to come on here real quick because something that I think that we don't talk about enough, and especially as women that are in our, that's that middle age. Me, I'm 52. We don't talk about the internal effects of ageism and the things that we experience. And the reason why I believe this is a conversation that needs to be had is because right now I'm literally leaving the circuit court office or the county clerk office because I decided that it was a good idea for me to get my conceal and carry. So here's how I made the decision. I have a daughter now, okay, and I'm not married, and I never knew what it was like to be fearful of some things in the world until I got my daughter, right? And as she continues to get older and things like that, I'm getting older. And so as I'm getting older, of course, I'm not as fast as I used to be. I'm not as quick as I used to be. I'm not as strong as I used to be. Especially after serving for many years, right? As you get old, your body is not like it used to be. Now, could I protect myself? Absolutely. But I don't just have to protect myself. I have a daughter now that I have to protect. And there's no husband in sight. Okay? There's no husband in sight. So I realized that when I hit about 50, that I needed to start upping all my security. So I did that with my house. I did that with other things. And now I'm doing it with my personal self because, for a long time I would never get it, especially being retired military. When you work with those type of items all the time, you kind of like, okay, I don't really need it because you kind of feel a certain kind of way. You feel like you can handle yourself. But I realized that as I get older, one of the effects of ageism is the what I feel for myself, and because I don't have someone to have my back, right, like a significant other or a husband or whatever, I have to have my daughter's back and my back. So I have to have my 12, my 3, my 6, and my 9, right? And I got to have her 12, her 3, her 6, and her 9 as well because I still have to remind her not to doggone walk while she on her darn cell phone because sometimes she'll be walking and looking at her cell phone. And so it's been times where I would deliberately move so she can't see me because I'm like, you should have been paying attention. Like, why are you walking on your cell phone? Like, if we're at the store or something like that, I'll look and see what she's doing, and I'll cut a corner somewhere just so I can teach her a lesson. Why? Because you are a little girl, okay? I'm not saying that it's just prone for little girls because things happen to little boys as well. However, as a little girl, like I told her, you have to be very, very cautious of your environment. And one thing that I make her do always is, where are you at? Make her identify where is she at. Like, where are we at? Like, what cities, what state we're in. Don't just be in a car with me riding, right? Do you know how to get to your house? Like, because she's 11 now. Do you know these things? Do my full name? Do you know, like, I mean, these are things we teach our kids as they get older, but it's like now I have to let her know, listen, be aware of where you at all times. Know where north is, know where east is, know where south is. This is something that you have to know at all times. Why? Because when I was a kid, I got myself caught up in a situation where I didn't know where in the hell I was at 15. I had no idea where I was at 15, and I had to fight for my life. I had to literally fight for my life, right? Now, with that being said, I was blessed enough that I was able to get myself out of that position, and I learned at an early age to always be aware of my surroundings. And so this is something that I teach her. But the purpose of me like coming on this live today is really because, ladies, I'm telling you, when I went to this class, when I went to my conceal and carry class this weekend, because although that I'm military, I didn't have to take the course. I just did an extra step simply because I'm a civilian now and I don't know all the rules of the civilian sector. So I went ahead and paid the $125 or whatever it was for a concealment carry class. It was like 4 hours long. And then, you come up here and you register for your concealment carry, and it takes about 45 days for you to get it. But when I was in that class this weekend, there was about, let's just say, 20 people in there. Out of the 20 people in there, it was myself and three other women that was about my age, right? Give or take. Two looked like they were maybe in their 60s. Then there was one young girl that was younger than me. Like, I could tell she was younger than me. So there was about 5 people in that class that were women. Everybody else were men. And out of the remaining people that were men, there were only one young man that I saw in there that may have been in his 20s or 30s. Other than that, every other man that was in there, every man that was in there was over the age of 50. I could tell that they were over the age of 50. So what that tells me is that if these men are getting their stuff together because they realize that they're getting older, us women, especially us single women, like, we need to have protection. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of times we don't want to bring things like that in the home when we around kids or whatever, but I advise you to go take you a couple of range classes. Me, listen, I was raised by uncles, you know what I mean? So I've been doing that for a long time. You know, that was what we did on an annual basis. When it's 4th of July, New Year's or whatever, that's what you did. Okay. So when I became a soldier in the military in 91 at 18, it wasn't a big shock to me. And even still, one of the things that I am good at is that, you know, I'm very good at that. So the purpose of this live, again, if you are a single woman, right? And I only could speak to single women. Get your conceal and carry. Get your conceal and carry, because, I mean, I was illegal at times. You know, I ain't saying I was always legal. I wasn't always legal, but I decided to get legal because I don't want to be without, you know, and I don't know who this is for, but yeah, because we live in a different times now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally live in a different times now, and you never know what might pop off. Okay? And of course, you know, we hope to never have to go through anything like that ever, 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 ever in life. And trust me, I pray to God. But at the same time, if something was to pop off when it comes to my daughter, you know, I feel that that's why I definitely need it. It's not so much about me, because I feel like I can see about myself, you know, but when it comes to her, like, I don't no, we're not doing none of that. So anyway, I don't know who this is for, but yeah, consider it. It's a really simple process. I paid $32 at the county clerk's office. I filled out the application, took 2 copies of my my certifications, gave them a copy of my military ID, and showed them my driver's license and stuff. They made copies of that stuff, and that's it. And they said it'd take about 45 days for it to be in the mail. And so I don't know who needs to hear this, but consider it. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get some lunch. Talk to you guys later. Bye.